So what's up? I'm here with Born Dead. It's a channel. It's done some reviews as Old Married Gamer. We both just recently watched Daredevil series, not together.
On Netflix, yeah, not together.
Netflix. Today we're going to talk about the series as a whole. To start off with, I really had no expectations going into it. I was just like, it's a Netflix series. I'm naive when it comes to Netflix exclusive series, but I've been hearing more and more that all the Netflix only series are actually all pretty good.
I've only seen, because of Deborah, Orange is the New Black.
I keep hearing about that bullshit.
Dude, it's a great show. It's fun. I mean, I liked it. So going into it, I had some high hopes for it. And kind of like how you said before we started this, I liked Daredevil, the movie.
Yeah.
I didn't have that much of a big problem with the Ben Affleck version.
I thought in 2002, Ben Affleck was a great actor. You know, Jersey Girl, Jane, Silent Bob, the little cameo he did in there, he was funny.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't get it, I guess maybe because I was like, what, 19?
He was a bomb in Phantoms, yo.
Yeah, and Jiggly, or what?
Dude, that movie was horrible.
I don't even know the name of the actor who plays Daredevil. What is he?
I think his name is Charlie Cox.
What else has he been in? Was this like his...
I don't know, look up his name, Deborah. Maybe I just wanted to say Cox.
I think it is Charlie Cox, but... Like
I don't remember him in anything else.
No, and I don't really notice that Ben Affleck, because I haven't seen Daredevil 2002 in forever. I guess in regards to acting blind, because obviously he's not really blind. Dude. I don't think he was that great at it. There was moments where it's like I don't think he was really doing it that great.
That was the worst part of Daredevil, yeah. Ben Affleck, because whenever they showed his eyes and all that, he did his duck face look and look, I'm blind, with his eyes rolled back and all that. I liked where this Daredevil was doing. He wasn't playing the, hey, look, because I'm blind, I'm stupid, or whatever.
And there was moments where when he would talk, he would not look direct. Like, he would kind of look up and talk. But then there were some moments where I guess he would look at them and talk. So I'm like, okay, his acting as far as... Because I think he actually had to go to, like, a blind
school.
Blind therapist, or whatever the heck you call it, to learn how to act blind. And you got to applaud that. If this was one of his first roles... as far as acting, you know, like on a bigger stage.
Deb's shaking her head no. This was his fourth thing he was in before?
5.
Fifth?
He has 4 other movies.
But how big were they?
He was in Stardust in 2007.
Don't even know what the fuck that is. What else?
The Theory of Everything in 2014.
Sounds gay.
That's the movie with about in the wheelchair. What's his name? Stephen Hawkins. I can't believe I just went.
Wow. But so Daredevil, this is probably his biggest role to date, though, right? I think as far as his role of being a badass, I think he did really good. I think he fit the part. There wasn't so much of him as Matt Murdock.
Right.
Like, as far as being a character goes. Him overall as being, I guess, a vigilante, he played the part.
What I was kind of worried about, but something going back to the Ben Affleck Daredevil, I like the way that they showed how he saw things. In this one, they only showed one time the way his perception of stuff. Mm-hmm. You know, his radar sense.
Yeah.
Something else they went into, which I thought was cool, because back when in my I don't want to seem that old or that hipster where I hated all the popular things, but Daredevil was one of my favorite comics growing up. He wasn't as popular as, like, you know, the Avengers or any of that crap. And in one of the comics, there was a roach that somebody dropped a key and stepped on it on accident, and the impression of the key was in, like, roach part, like the junk and grime on the floor of a place, right? And he could feel it with his hand, what the key said. And then he started talking about how he could taste the different flavors of anything he ate, that his senses were so heightened. Yeah. And they went into the show and talked about it when him and Stick were you know, when they was learning about his powers. And that was something that happened in the comic that I really liked. I marked out for that.
Well, obviously, when you have a 50-minute episodes, you're able to go into
all
a little bit more. And I think that's actually what helped the series. I'm kind of glad they went this route with it, because if they would have just brought out a Daredevil movie, I don't think it would have bombed. I do like that they did touch upon a little bit, like, you know, him being able to, like, if it's like a sheet of paper, he could read the ink just by touching it. They really didn't do that. And as a matter of fact, in the Ben Affleck Daredevil, he just seemed a little bit too overpowered.
Did you notice that there was one scene when he was going through and all he could find was a phone, and it was a smartphone, and he was like, shit! Because it's smooth, you know, he couldn't feel anything in the smooth screen. I like that.
But, like, Ben Affleck's Daredevil was pretty much able to, like, he was invincible almost. This guy, he was, like, powerless. You know, he didn't have, protection. Like, he almost died how many freaking times?
Well, that was something in the comic, too. He always got his ass whooped.
Like, the first episode took me a while, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was kind of like, okay, what the hell's going on? I think it was probably about the third episode that I was like, holy shit, this is a good series. Also, they didn't fuck up Kingpin this time.
What was wrong with the last Kingpin? Because he's black?
No.
What?
I don't think he played the role that great. Michael Clark Duncan, yeah, he was a big guy. Yeah, he was jacked, but he wasn't a Kingpin.
There's not many things I've seen that I haven't liked Michael Clark Duncan. But I didn't mind him back then as Kingpin. Mm-hmm. And I had no problem with him as Kingpin. I didn't mind the way that he performed Kingpin until this Kingpin.
Yeah.
This guy was perfect.
This is the dude from Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah, Gomer Pyle.
Yeah.
Deb had some issue with this Kingpin, but because the character, not the actor.
Yeah.
But
the thing I like about this character is he played like I would almost say I would compare it to Emperor Palpatine in Star Wars, where he was a political figure, and he was showing the public, oh, I'm a good guy, but secretly he's not. You know what I mean?
I disagree.
We saw the character development. He had a one-up on everything, and at first it was like, man, this guy's perfect. But then the fact that he was able to fuck up, and he was always getting upstaged, and then all of a sudden he's just like, you know what, fuck it, and he just threw everything out there.
That's when he went into the public eye.
Yeah,
okay.
And then that was when he was, but like at the end, like when he was, when he got busted, and then at that point it was like, all right,
spoiler alert,
it's trump card time. I'm gonna fucking, who gives a shit if I'm wanted now?
Call everybody in. And
it gives a reason why, because at first he really didn't have a reason to come after Daredevil. He was just using Daredevil to like be framed for the shit he was doing. And now at the end, it's like now he has a reason to go.
Then he got to the point of having to.
Now he has a reason to get after Daredevil. Like
there's a lot of I lost the word. Comparisons between the two. Did you see the Honest Trailers Daredevil?
No, I haven't.
We got to see it after this.
Yeah, but like the way that Kingpin was developed felt like a combination of the Joker and Penguin a little bit. Like if you take
I can see
the Batman movies, and then the way that
the sociopath side of the Kingpin.
Yeah.
Like,
but it wasn't all the way completely out. Like how Penguin, in Batman Returns, he's trying to get in the public, and then it just becomes like, he gets busted.
Right.
And then at that point, it's like he's causing. It really felt like a Batman movie. The whole series,
it's a normal guy.
Yeah.
That the difference is one has powers, the other one doesn't. The other one has money, the other one doesn't.
To me, it wasn't like I was just watching a superhero show. That was like Daredevil is a superhero or a vigilante, but it felt more like a crime thriller, like a Breaking Bad, or the arc in the story was like so much more than.
Well, that's the next thing I wanted to get into.
Yeah.
I was worried that it was going to be all Daredevil and this and that. Okay, so this is a spoiler alert for me, from me. My favorite character over Daredevil, over Kingpin, over Foggy, over what's her name, Karen, was Wesley.
Yeah.
Kingpin's assistant, and here's the spoiler alert: when he dies, I was like, what? I can't watch the.
They did have a lot of character deaths that I didn't think for like a first season. Also, Ben, he was a good character.
Which one was Ben?
The reporter.
Oh yeah.
I saw him as a main, like a Commissioner Gordon type, like a guy that could have stuck along for another season or two.
I agree. Losing Wesley, and then
unleashes Kingpin.
Right. That was part, because that was one of the very few. Wesley and his mom were like the only things that he cared about until Vanessa came into the picture. Mm-hmm. And then it's building the character of Kingpin, and it was a sacrifice that had to be made. But that was one of my favorite characters. I even told Deb, I said, you know what? I need a Wesley in my life.
Like I thought he was gonna honestly start killing people a little bit towards the end, but he doesn't. And that's another comparison to like Batman.
I don't remember Daredevil not killing.
I always remember him and Punisher being the two Marvel guys that.
Well, that's why they did
fuck people up.
Yeah, the Marvel Knights series, the darker, more violent. But even as a kid, I don't remember. I could have sworn he killed some people. I don't.
I did like Foggy, the guy who played him.
The character developed. I mean, that's the guy from Friday Night Lights, right?
Yeah, and then Karen was another good. Everybody had an arc.
Towards the end, though, with the Karen and Ben storyline, I thought they got a little carried away with it. It was a little too much of that.
I think Ben was like, I guess, the martyr. Like, he had to die. And that also was another way for Kingpin to, I guess he was losing it. But I wish they would have not killed him off, maybe hospitalized him.
Or killed off his wife.
Yeah, I honestly thought that's where they were going to go with it. But it really didn't feel like I was watching a super... Like, you know, the fact that it was a longer series with development, it didn't feel like, you know, everybody's suddenly just there for no reason.
Now, like how you started off saying you're not used to the whole Netflix... drop the whole series all right then and there. What did you think about being able to sit there and do a Netflix?
That was cool. That was cool being able to binge watch, but I didn't think it was a good idea. When I first found out, I didn't think it was a good idea.
Once we started watching it, there were a couple of times where it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. I had to go to work or whatever, and I fell asleep a couple of times. And we went back and rewatched the whole episodes again, where if it would have been a Walking Dead and I forgot to DVR it, then I would have just went and read the spoilers.
And that's a good point too, because Gotham, I only watched the first 3 episodes of that, and
I'm catching up to that right
I haven't gotten up to that at all, which I do like Gotham as well. I think Gotham would have benefited being on Netflix.
Yes, I agree. The fight scene when he goes to save the kid, the boy.
Yeah.
That one-shot scene in the hallway. I saw it and I'm like...
Oh, dude, that was awesome.
Well, have you ever seen Old Boy?
No, I have not.
That's what it was reminiscent of that, and I saw it, and I mean, it was just great. The emotion they portrayed, and as tired as you could feel Daredevil was, but he still fought through it. I thought that was great. Thank y'all for putting that in the series.
The reason why I like that and all the other fight scenes though is that was one continuous shot, like going when he was down the hallway, and even though they were fighting off camera because they would fly into a door. And the camera would still pan like forward.
Yeah.
You know, the one thing about this that I liked was the superhero knocked somebody down, and then the villain still trying to get up.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like you were watching a real fight, and it would happen to him too because he would throw some punches and he would start, you know, oh my cut that I just opened, and it's like, you know, he's fighting. He looked like he was fighting for his life.
Yeah.
And it like that one scene stuck out. That's when I started watching it, and I was like, whoa, this is a good fucking series. Like when I started watching that was one of those scenes that helped because I was just watching it and I was like, dude, this is good shit. It was different. It wasn't like, you know, now you watch something, it's quick cuts and it's zoomed in and you can't tell whose fist is what, and you can't tell what the hell's going on, and there's Michael Bay explosions everywhere. These guys were like literally just like it. Thinking about it, like shooting wise, you know, shoving each other into walls, breaking them, shoving each other into doors, throwing, you know, they were using like the environment. It looked like a legit fight. Not
having so many big moves into it. Too many things flashy, other than the Daredevil flips that they incorporated every now and then.
Once in a while,
But then there was the not all the guys were kung fu masters and all that. And,
and then also it would be like he would be getting ganged up on.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know. It was different. It was refreshing.
There wasn't the big scene where everybody's there and you can't see any hits, and then he throws everybody off.
And then the other one that stuck out was when he. So yeah, Daredevil, the series as a whole, would be interested to see where they're going this next season because a lot of people died. I bet you Kingpin's not going to be a main character for a little bit. They're going to have him on the sides as a recurring.
And disappear, and then when something major comes back, you're going to find out that it was him behind over.
But yeah, I give Daredevil a 10 out of 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to give it a 9.5.
So where was this 0.5 missing at?
You can't give it perfect.
Don't say there has to be 9.5 so there's room to grow. Some shit like that.
I just hate to give something perfect because as soon as I do that, then the next thing that comes out is going to be next time part 2. You know, the second season's coming out and it's going to be shit. Just because
could be
because I'm holding the first one at such a high standard.
I think it was pretty good. I actually, and a lot of people are going to hate me for this. I think it was better than Walking Dead.
In some ways, I can't argue with that.
I think it was better than Walking Dead.
That I'm agreeing with him.
I think it was better than Walking Dead. It was up there with Breaking Bad.
Same thing that I was. Yes, I agree. The same thing I was saying because I've missed parts of Walking Dead episodes, or Deb's watching what we DVR'd, and I'm in the other room. And I don't care because she'll tell me what it is.
Yeah.
I refuse to miss any of the
And the thing with Walking Dead is there's some episodes where it's like, I'll come back when the last 10 minutes are going on.
Yeah, because that's when
there was only like truly one filler episode of Daredevil, and it was the episode with Styx. That whole episode with Black Sky, even though it kind of set up some stuff, that was the only episode that felt like a filler. Well, I think personally,
I loved Breaking Bad.
Daredevil was up there. Breaking Bad, I would say I can't say it's better than Breaking Bad, but I could definitely say Daredevil is I like it more than Walking Dead.
Yeah. So 10 from you, 9.5 from me, and what else we got? Is that it?
That's it.